This question comes from Alex, who asks, what if the Sahara turned into an ocean?
At first, it sounds like a wild dream, but the consequences would ripple across the entire planet in ways few of us can imagine. The Sahara Desert covers roughly 9 million square kilometers, making it the largest hot desert on Earth. If it suddenly became an ocean, we'd be talking about adding a new body of water roughly the size of the United States. That's more water than all the Great Lakes combined, suddenly spread across North Africa. The Sahara Desert covers roughly 9 million square kilometers, making it the largest hot desert on Earth. If it suddenly became an ocean, we'd be talking about adding a new body of water roughly the size of the United States. That's more water than all the Great Lakes combined, suddenly spread across North Africa.
Wildlife that survived in the harsh desert, camels, lizards, scorpions, would vanish or be forced to adapt to marine life, which is impossible in such a short time.
The climate would undergo enormous changes. The Sahara acts as a heat engine for Earth's atmosphere, driving the monsoons in West Africa and even influencing the weather in Europe.
If the desert were replaced with an ocean, the massive heat absorption of sand would be gone, replaced by water that evaporates more easily, creating massive humidity and potentially triggering continuous tropical storms. Ocean currents would be disrupted. The new Sahara Ocean would connect to the Atlantic or Mediterranean, depending on the scenario, altering the flow of currents like the Gulf Stream. This could cool or warm Europe, disrupt fisheries, and even change the frequency of hurricanes in the Atlantic.
Sea level would rise globally, even beyond the Sahara Ocean itself. The extra water doesn't need to be from outside. It could be from melting ice sheets accelerated by climate feedback loops triggered by the new ocean. Low-lying regions worldwide, from Bangladesh to Florida, could face catastrophic flooding. Geology would also be impacted. The weight of millions of cubic kilometers of water would increase pressure on the Earth's crust, potentially triggering earthquakes and volcanic activity in North Africa and surrounding regions. The Atlas Mountains might experience more landslides, and tectonic stresses could extend to the Mediterranean region.
Economically, the transformation would be staggering. Ports, fisheries, and shipping lanes would be developed, but at the cost of displacing millions of people and destroying centuries of agricultural history. Countries that relied on desert trade routes like Morocco and Egypt would need to completely rebuild infrastructure.
Ecologically, the new ocean would create both opportunities and dangers. Marine ecosystems would develop, but they would lack the biodiversity of older oceans. Migratory birds and ocean predators might colonize the area, but millions of species adapted to desert life would go extinct. Algae blooms and hypoxic zones could become permanent problems as nutrient cycles adjust to the new waters. Weather patterns could become extreme. Coastal storms along the Sahara Ocean could rival today's hurricanes in intensity, while inland areas might see relentless fog, rain, and humidity. The Sahara's current role in reflecting sunlight would be lost, potentially accelerating global warming.
Cultural and historical consequences would be enormous. Ancient trade routes, archaeological sites, and desert-adapted civilizations would be underwater.
The pyramids, already near the Nile, could be threatened by changing water tables and rising seas. Entire ways of life, from nomadic herding to desert agriculture, would vanish.
In the end, if the Sahara turned into an ocean, Earth would become a very different place. New coasts, new storms, and new ocean currents would redefine continents. Life would adapt, but the planet we know, the climate, ecosystems, and human civilization would face a transformation that would last for centuries, if not millennia.
This thought experiment shows how interconnected our planet really is. One desert transforming into an ocean isn't just a local change. It would ripple through the atmosphere, oceans, and societies across the globe. The Sahara Ocean might be beautiful, but it would also be a constant reminder of how fragile the balance of Earth truly is.